Okay. And, and this session is being recorded just for everybody's understanding. It would be shared with online. Okay. I hope everybody's okay with it. Okay. I'm just starting the video. We'll pause after three, 4 slides, 5, 6 slides initially. Yeah. Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a lovely day. Welcome to this session on Future of Love, Intimacy Managers. My name is Deepshika, and I'm the founder of World We Desire. At World We Desire, we conduct futures thinking workshops focused around 2 main areas. One is around personal futures, and the other one is around exponential technologies. To find out more, please visit our website, www.worldwedesire.com. All right. So before we jump into today's session, I just want to make an announcement. I would like to announce that we are officially launching Future of X next month in July 2021. This will be a membership-based series which will run year-long, and you would be able to register take 3-month membership at a time. Each month we will have a different theme like future of crime or future of identity, etc. And we will follow the format of a live stream followed by discussions and then by workshop, followed by a workshop each month. So consider today's session as a taster for this upcoming monthly series, and I hope you'll enjoy this. And if you are interested in knowing more about the series, feel free to reach out to me. All right. Now let's just dive into today's session. One disclaimer before we get started. I'm not a professional futurist, so consider the information that's coming up in the slides ahead with a grain of salt. I'm a learner in the space, so consider it to be 85 to 90% accurate. If you need to use this data to code somewhere, please do your own due diligence. Disclaimer number 2 is basically for this particular session, since intimacy is part of the discussion, folks who are 18 plus are allowed. So for those who are attending or those who are watching the replay, if you are less than 18, you may want to drop off. Okay. All right. With that being said, we'll jump right into today's session. What I'm going to do in the next few slides is I'm going to read out certain news articles of things that are already existing in the world. Okay, these are about products, services, experiences that are already there and which might give us some hints on how love, dating, intimacy, parenting, marriages might look in the future. Okay, so we have certain terminologies to cover, but that we will do in the workshop tomorrow, where you'll get to write the forecast about the future. But in the session today, we are just going to focus on signals of change and basically certain news articles or about latest trends and few other things. Okay, so we are here. This is what we are covering today, and we will be covering something future forecast writing in the workshop later tomorrow. What I'm going to cover now is our like I mentioned, I will be sharing some news articles. Let's just use that terminology for now. And those articles are around, most of those articles are around new technology. Some of which it is around scientific breakthroughs, a few around new laws and policies, and a few around weird public behavior, what might be considered as a weird public behavior. All right. While you are hearing me speak about these changes or these products or services or experiences, the thing that I want you to consider is what is the deeper implication of something like this? If something like this, whatever is being shared on the slide, becomes a norm, how would the world look like? Okay, so I'm as a facilitator, I'm going to keep the thoughts. I'll try at least to keep the prompts open-ended for you for each of those signals that I'm going to talk to you about. From your end, keep thinking, what is the deeper implication of it? Okay, so here's the first news article, or here's the first signal. I first created this slide deck back in 2020, and around that time we were talking about this date from home features. Basically, it means you can switch to video chatting or even creating virtual experiences like virtual cooking sessions with your matches using these features. Okay, now these days, however, this is the new signal. Okay, these days, however, this is the new talk basically. Tinder will soon offer a selection of COVID vaccine status badges, including vaccinated and vaccine soon for UK online daters. Bumble will also enable its members to share pandemic dating preferences, such as whether they prefer social distancing or wearing mask, or whether they're comfortable meeting people in crowded places. Okay, so these are seemingly simple changes, but consider for a moment the shift that these features are bringing in how flirting or courtship may look like in the short term, or perhaps permanently in the long term. Okay, what would your preferences be when you are using apps like this? How's dating shaping up? How's dating through apps shaping up? Okay, moving on to the next signal. After remote dating, how about we look at remote intimacy? And by intimacy, we also mean including simple hand holding with your partner. The pic on the right is a haptic device called Freebill. It's a wireless accessory that lets you hold hands from anywhere in the world. This one, of course, is not just for couples. You can use it to connect with your kids and other family members. The pic on the right, though, is a sex toy. This is a high-tech smart device. The technology is called teledildonics, and these toys can be remote controlled by 2 or more players at long distance. Thanks to COVID, sex tech industry is experiencing a shift in investor attitudes. Previously, companies faced challenges accessing funding because of the taboo involved around the topic. That attitude is shifting as people are realizing the necessity of these devices these times. Okay. So if you are an investor, here's one industry for you to start thinking about, maybe. All righty. Now, if you could let me know in the chat, how many of you have heard about ASMR videos? Well, apparently, ASMR videos are a huge YouTube phenomenon. There are currently more than 5 million ASMR videos on YouTube. ASMR stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. Basically, these are YouTubers that make different type of sounds: whispers, sound of scratching one's back, sound of rustling of a packet, even the sound of rinsing and combing one's hair. People say that they feel tingling sensations in their spine hearing these sounds, and the word headgasm is often used to describe the feeling one feels while listening to these sounds. However, not all of these videos have a sexual undertone. Some people, including kids, hear these to simply for relaxation or to fall asleep. We're going to pause here for a few minutes, and what I want you to consider.
Okay, guys. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna pause here, and I'm gonna send you all to breakout rooms. And before we do that, just want to make sure who is joined us. Curious Monkey trying to evolve. I have an idea who that is, but just wanna make sure. If you wanna unmute and say hello. Hi, curious monkey trying to evolve.
He is making us curious.
Yeah, I know. Take a guess. I know what it is, but then the person, it's Roger.
No way, it's Gaurav, man. What are you doing?
What the hell, Gaurav? You are just disrupting the class. Okay, sending you all to the breakout rooms. Okay, so because we are running out of time, I'm gonna make it to 3 minutes. It's not enough time for discussion, but basically what I want you to just talk about in that time is which one out of that you found the most fascinating of all the 3-4 things that you heard, and remind each other which were those points, and then which one you found most fascinating for yourself. Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, sounds good.
Awesome.
Cool.
Okay, so Siddharth, you are joined with 2 profiles. Yeah, just
Yeah, basically, one of them is through my laptop and another is for my speaker.
Yeah.
For my phone.
Got it. So I'm moving this one to, yeah, the other room. Good, cool. All right. All bye, guys. See you in the head over to the breakout room. Okay. Mustafa, you haven't joined the breakout room. Are you getting? Yeah. Okay, so everyone, we have Roger also who has joined. So Roger, what we are doing is we just had like we covered. We are just watching a pre-recorded session where which I've just recorded, and
Yeah.
that session has basically we're just talking about what are the different product services that are already existing that might give us some clue about how the future of a relationship would look like in future. So this is more of a laid back and interacting in the chat kind of a session. So I'm gonna restart where we were, and after 3-4 slide, we'll again head off over to the breakout. Cool. This signal isn't directly related to dating. It's more about virtual offices, but if it gives you a clue on how interpersonal relationships might be shaping up in the future. There's a company called eXp Realty, which operates entirely out of virtual world. The pics you see are from their virtual world campus. Employees have their avatars, and many of them don't even get to see the real version of their colleagues very often. Now, if given the trends, given how things are going in the world right now, it is likely that more and more companies are going to move towards virtual offices. And unlike Zoom, we don't get to see their real faces, okay, in a virtual world. How would that world, when more and more companies have moved to virtual offices, how would that world look like? How would interpersonal interactions look like in this world? How would teams be managed? How would individuality be expressed? How might hierarchy and authority be challenged in an environment like this? In Japan, you can rent fake family members for companionship. Single men, for example, use it to rent wives and kids to get an experience on how it might feel like to be married. Elderly women hire fake grandkids to go shopping with. By the way, these relationships are purely platonic. Now consider what might be the driver of this change. By the way, there's a movie also by the name Family Romance LLC that covers this, and you may want to check that out. This one is from early 2020. In early March 2020, right after lockdown ended in China, many cities in China reported record high numbers of divorce filings. The Bloomberg article I read this about, the Bloomberg article that I read mentioned that the staff members didn't even have time to drink water because so many couples lined up to file divorce.
Continuing on the topic of divorce, how might divorce procedures in the future look like? Here's a look at current DIY divorce processes happening in Australia. Australia's family law is overly burdened, and they have been using AI apps like Panda already in their law system. Amica is a new addition to that. Separating couples can use this app for getting a divorce. This is applicable only in situations where the parties are amicable, hence the name. In more complicated situations, however, they may still have to opt for a lawyer. Amica helps the partners in dividing money and property. It also helps in making appropriate parenting arrangements without having to hire a lawyer.
All right. So we will head again in the breakout room, and this time I want you to consider again, it will be a short breakout room because we're kind of behind the schedule. This time I just want you to consider if something like this is existing, the product, service, or the customer behavior, basically, what is driving that change? What is your thoughts on what's exactly driving something like this? Is it clear?
Yeah, sounds good.
Awesome. Sending everyone in breakout room then. Just give me a few seconds. In the meantime, feel free to keep chatting. All right. You should have gotten the pop-up. Mustafa, you got the pop-up? Hey, Mustafa, did you get the pop-up? So we're gonna stop again and in
The video
The next
Dipshika
three
is like
segments are about
an
human
ASMR
robot
Dipshika.
relationships in the
Oh.
context of marriage.
It's not showing the one that I'm trying to display. Once.
No, I think on my end it was showing.
Yeah, it's fine on mine too.
Okay, is it back now?
Yeah,
Dating
yeah, it's on.
Yeah.
Awesome.
and sex. The pictures that you see, the two pictures of the men, they are married to their AI. The picture on the right is that of a Chinese man who's married to a robot that he himself built. The picture on the left is of a Japanese man who got married to a hologram. Both of these men had a traditional wedding ceremony where they invited guests and had these marriages. These marriages are not, of course, not recognized by law at the moment. The lady that you see in the picture, she's a Canadian woman who 3D printed this robot, and she's engaged to him. Okay, both of these men got married in a traditional ceremony where guests were invited. These marriages are not recognized by law, of course, as yet. The woman that you see in the picture, she's a Canadian woman.
There's a little bit of repeat over here. But yeah, but now that we are here, if anybody want to share in the chat, if they already knew about these pictures, let me know. And also 3 things that I want you to think with respect to this particular signal. One is what's driving this change? So these people they want to spend the rest of their life with these robots or these devices. So what might be driving this kind of a behavior? That's question number 1. Number 2 is
these two people, the Chinese man and the Canadian woman, they build their own robot, right? With 3D printing coming in and DIY capabilities coming in, how might that influence the behavior going forward? Number 3 is at the moment, these marriages are not recognized by law, but what might be some of the things we might see in the law system going forward? What are some of the things we can expect around laws around marriage, machine-human marriage in the future ahead? Okay, so I'm just gonna forward it a bit and keep thinking about that part, and we'll move to the next signal. Next up, I'm pretty sure that most of you would be aware of the picture on right. Although I want to talk about this picture in a different context. And the question for you is, would you go on a dinner date with a robot? If this becomes a norm, what might be the conditions around it that might be triggering that behavior? Okay. So what you see in the picture are basically two humanoids who are known for their intelligence. A lot of people, including famous celebrities like Tony Robbins, Will Smith, have videos online striking a conversations with Sophia on right. On left, you see a Chinese journalist humanoid. So both of these are known for their intelligence. And could you imagine a future where we might just go on dinner dates and may probably even pay to have dates with intelligent robots? All right. If so far things haven't been creepy, they're going to get creepier. Okay. Meet Harmony and Henry. These are two hyper-realistic AI-enabled dolls. Harmony has been around for a while. It's a product of Abyss Creations, which has been making and selling hyper-realistic silicon sex dolls for more than 20 years. But its newest push involves bringing the dolls to life using animatronics and some sensors and artificial intelligence terms that. Okay, yeah, even this one, I'll just quickly make it shorter because of the time crunch. So basically, Harmony has been around for a while, and she's AI enabled. That is, you can program her her personality. You can pick from a number of personalities that the owner want to assign to her. So the owner can program when they're buying it, they can buy a shy model or a witty one or a very aggressive one, and they can choose from a range of personalities. Henry, on the other hand, is currently in prototype stage, and he would be the first male sex doll or male AI-enabled doll, basically. And so the question that I want you to think with these changes that are coming up is basically how this will influence not just the relationship or that humans and machines have, but also how it might impact the relationship that we have among each other between humans. Yeah. Okay. Now, Henry on the. Okay, I'm just okay. So with these three signals, especially the ones that you saw around human-robot relationships in terms of marriage, intimacy, and sex, the prompt now is what role would technology be playing in shaping human relationships going forward? So this prompt is for all other signals as well, whichever you saw, and especially for the last 3 ones. So yeah, so there's a lot that might impact, a lot of different factors are going to impact how relationships will shape in future, but then specifically how technology might be playing that role in influencing how we interact with each other. Just going to give you 2 minutes for this time, and then we have last 3 signals after this. Okay, so just sending everybody in the breakout room
and I hope you enjoy it. Roger, did you get a pop-up again? You are on mute.
I got sent to the room, and then immediately when I got to the room, I got brought back.
Okay, but did you get pop-up again?
No, I
No?
just got one pop-up that said join this room, which I clicked, and then I went to the room. And then as soon as I got to the room, it said, no, you're being sent back to the big room. So
Oh, okay.
I'm here in the big room.
Yeah. Okay, let me send you again.
Okay, I'm leaving now. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
The signal so far, technology B.
Hey everyone. I know that was a very short breakout room, but we'll quickly cover the last three ones. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to speak it out loud and quickly move through these. So we have the last three ones. Okay. So there's a company called DNA Romance. This is an actual dating site. It's already existing. And what it does, it lets you match, it lets you know a match which is DNA compatible to you. So you basically log into the site, get your data, DNA data from 23andMe, feed it over there, and then you get matched. Okay. What I want you to think about is who are these people who are going all the way, taking the trouble to get their DNA data from 23andMe, feed it over here, and then find their potential matches, right? So many of us who are so lazy to even fill a proper data in the current existing matches, who are these people who are going all the way? So the question is, if something like this becomes a norm in the future, what might be the factors that might trigger it? Okay, moving on to the next one. So after DNA matchmaking, here comes the designer babies. Designer babies are basically gene-edited babies. For doctors and scientists, it is possible now to edit the genes of a child while the kid is still in the womb. Basically, they can edit or insert genes, and that could change the sequence. And that might be done to prevent certain diseases.
it is possible for scientists, but it's not being done mainstream at the moment. The world's first gene-edited children are already born. They were born in 2018 in China, and the doctor who did this procedure met with a huge criticism because of the ethical reasons, questions behind something like this. Because in future, because at the moment also it is possible for scientists to use gene editing to then create designer babies, meaning you can select what eye color you want or what kind of athletic abilities you want in the child, and all of that is possible. Not being done at the moment, but it all is possible. So the question I want you to consider is, what if something like this does end up becoming mainstream? Again, what might be the conditions which would cause something like this to happen and become a mainstream thing? And as a parent, what might be some tough choices or some choices that are lying ahead for you in future if something like this happens? All right, after kids, let's move on to pets. The pictures you see on the screen are AI enabled pets. The picture on the right is Sony's Aibo, and it's a very frisky and cute dog. You should look at its video. And Aibo can do a lot of tricks, and it also has facial recognition technology so that it can recognize who its family members are. And you can feed him through My Aibo app, and it can do some tricks. So that's Aibo. And the picture on the left is Tombot, and they are advertising this product for, they're positioning this product as an emotional support thing for people who cannot, elderlies who cannot take care of themselves, and for them to have this animal support and so this emotional support animal for them. Okay, so with that, so what we have looked, this wraps up our signals. So what we have looked is starting from what features are coming in dating apps, to what type of different dating apps like DNA matchmaking and stuff that is existing. We have also looked at teledildonics, we have looked at ASMR, we have looked at how the pets in the family might look like, how the elderlies might be taken care of in future, how the divorce scene might look like, and the human robot relationship, all of these signals. So I'm going to stop here, and the plan is whoever, so it's a wrap for this particular segment, and whoever is interested to then next move on to just having chat among each other, that would be more of an open-ended session on Discord. You can move over there. I'm just gonna ping the Discord link, and I'll wrap from my end, and just let me know whoever is joining for Discord and whoever wants to say goodbye over here.
I think I'll log off for now. I'm facing some network issues also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It was nice to have you, Mustafa.
Thank you so much. It was also interesting, like some things were quite like I knew about the marriages between AI robots and people, but things like the what do you call it, like the toys and those things were quite new and interesting also. And I had a conversation with Gaurav, and that was quite interesting. Like his perspective on it was very intriguing also. That was nice.
Awesome. So good to know that. I'm glad you had some, you found that useful to whatever extent. Yeah. Yay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you everyone.
Thanks
Bye-bye.
a lot. Bye-bye. Bye. Roger, is it getting late for you, or are you up for Discord chat?
I'll try to join the Discord chat. It didn't work earlier. I think it was fascinating. I think it's really interesting. I think the thing I've drawn away from it is that technology has the potential to do so much. I'm just not sure how humans can afford it or will react to it. And I'm not sure whether, cheating on your wife or girlfriend with with a robot will be any worse or any
Yeah.
better than cheating with your wife with another human being. And I'm not sure if I found out that my wife had only ever had relationships with robots, that she now wanted to have a relationship with me, I'd kind of think, wow, I don't want to be the person who has to explain what a robot, how the difference between a human relationship and a robot relationship, no matter how good the programming is. I think at the moment, these people who have relationships or they're at one end of the scale. Again, I think it's fascinating. I think the most interesting thing in terms of my generation is the fact that people didn't engage with online matchmaker sites like eHarmony and things of that nature. The sort of the online sites, they're becoming much more prevalent, and that seems the ability for AI to be a matchmaker
Right.
is becoming more and more common. Whether
Yeah.
the technology in actually the matching of a relationship versus actually having a relationship,
True.
I'm not sure how people will react to that.
Yeah.
I think people, I don't know how that's going to work. I think there'll be a lot of prejudice, even in the most liberal of areas. That if your first relationship was with a computer and then you decided to try humans, I'm not sure. With AI, with the baby stuff, we've all known about that for ages. But I think that everything we have to do with gene structuring is just covered up in so many ethical debates.
Yeah.
I think we still have to get over the whole ethicity of if you look to America and the whole thing about abortion, how the ethicists within America and within some European countries will make the leap to edited DNA. That's a fascinating journey, because morally, the issue is, if I don't like the DNA of my baby, I can change it. That's quite a big step. And I think the thing about this is technology can do anything.
Yeah.
But actually humanizing it is a much bigger challenge. But I loved your presentations, loved all the thoughts. I had some brilliant conversations with some of your people. So I'm going to leave it here, but I just thought it was really interesting and very, very thought-provoking. So thank you for inviting me. I really enjoyed it.
I'm so glad to hear that. And all the questions that you raised, this is what the intent is basically. Are we then able to ask those really big questions which are still unanswered in the future? So thank you so much for everything that you said.
I love talking about the future. I think you've got a great handle on it. And I think you could do a whole thing about gene editing, whether it's acceptable. I mean, there's still a big debate about gene editing within the food, let alone anything else. So no, really interesting, and love the slides, beautifully presented. Invite me next time, okay?
For sure. And we do have a follow-up workshop on it, which would be, we'll be writing a forecast. If you want, I'll send the invite and you can see if it sounds interesting to join or not.
That'd be fantastic. You do that.
Awesome.
That's great.
Awesome.
Thank
you.
you.
Bye-bye. Thank you for
Bye.
joining. Bye. Hey guys, so let's just talk here for now then.
Yeah, we can. I mean,
Yeah. Okay. How was it? Honest opinion, because I know, whatever you want to share. Honest opinion, and then we'll get into the discussion. So for the next 2-3 minutes, just let me know how was it, and then we'll talk deeper.
I can go quickly and share mine. So I think one is I feel the breakout room sessions were like pretty quick, so we will not be able to.
We started late, yeah. Otherwise, I had 4 minutes planned for.
Yeah. So that is one feedback. The two is I think I also felt that it was rushed through the videos, and I understand that we want to hit the time mark, but I kind of feel that I would actually have enjoyed listening to through the whole video. Maybe yes, I personally feel that. Maybe if you could share the video link, I will probably listen to that more. So that is what my personal opinion stands. But yeah, other people can chip in with their comments and how did they feel about it.
Yeah, that was helpful. Thank you. Next, Anwar, quickly.
Where did you accumulated these kind of information?
I know I'm not a perv. I just disclaimer. I was just researching and I stumbled into it. I didn't know any of this before.
Any startup working in this sector needs to consult you for the market survey.
I know. Yeah. Anyway. Good that you asked so that I can clarify. I did not know most of this stuff before.
It's okay. It's okay. Why are we sighing of
I'm
that?
kidding. Yeah.
Kidding.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Pura, the market you consolidated in the slide. It was nice to know because it's kind of a very new. This is the first time I'm attending some
Yeah.
or getting knowledge from these market. It was new, but
Yeah.
it was consolidated, so it was nice to absorb.
Thank you. I'm happy to hear that. Okay, Siddharth.
I loved the range from,
Mhm.
right from, we talked about, toys to pets. I
Yeah.
mean, that's a huge variety. I never could have associated relationships with all of them. And it's
Yeah.
an eye opener. And I think it's important. I'm going to think for a long time about the entire. I mean, that's the whole purpose of it. So, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, good to know. And yeah, and so the workshop that we'll do, we'll learn how to, when we are seeing so many different new things around something, then how do we make sense of it? And especially that technique will help you with your own industry also. Like whenever you see a new news around your particular industry, then how can you take it, dig deeper, or maybe just consolidate, use that technique to kind of start thinking of how the future is evolving because of that particular thing. So we'll combine 4 of these articles in the workshop tomorrow and come up with a forecast, and that would be fascinating as well. Okay, so now I'll just open up for the conversation. By the way, if everybody can just ping in the chat by what time they have to drop off, so that would be helpful. And then we'll accordingly have the discussion. So it's all open-ended. Whoever wants to discuss about whatever, let's just have a kind of a GD around it. But in the chat, let me know by what time you have to drop off. Going now? Oh, Anwar, okay, we'll miss you. We would have loved to have you. Okay, bye, Anwar. Yeah, short while only then. Yeah, like let's do a 5-minute one. Yeah. Nice to have you, Anwar, by the way.
I'm just leaving it is back to the 3 of us.
Yes, it's the two of you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so what do we want to discuss on? Is there any, okay, so these are some of the prompts. You pick whichever you want. The signal that you found most scary, or the signal you found most fascinating or hopeful. These are some of the prompts, or we can just go deeper into just one, like AI pets in general, if you want to talk about it, or if you want to talk about your personal experiences, like if you have been facing any, like because of the lockdown in any of these 3 areas, dating, marriage, and intimacy, if anything, if you want to have a discussion on that, we can do that as well, as long as you're comfortable. Yeah.
Deepshika, can I'm not sure, but can I request you to not record this?
Oh yeah, wait, we need to,
So that I want the wild Siddharth to come out. I mean, that's the reason.
Oh,